Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Carolina Cookout 150, brought to you by the Bluegrass Racing Truck Series. This is going to be Josh and Chris Kiwis in the booth here for the Sim Racing Media as we get ready for these truck race tonight. You see that track info on your screen for the qualifying session right now. Partly cloudy, 75 degrees. Track temperature about 82, so we know these race trucks are very gripped up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, almost basically full throttle around the whole track. About 10 laps in, you'll see these drivers start really fighting some different battles here with the track and get those cars settled in. But overall, expecting to have a great race here tonight as Eric Gaskin's out there in his first qualifying. He's going to set a 30.70 as we will see what drivers are able to topple that. But either way, this is the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. It is a great racetrack. Love being here at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we know this is one of Chris's tracks. He loves this place. So, Chris, you got any words? Maybe some words from the booth for these drivers. They can go out there and rattle this thing up. How do you think it's going to fold out here for these drivers, and what do you think we can expect to see from them?
Yeah, this track is one of those tracks that whenever you get into the gas, into the corner too early, it can spell disaster. So, it's one of those things where, like you said, 10 laps in, you will be going full throttle. But about that time is whenever you're going to start having to lift and really start rolling into the turn. We did a couple of practice laps here with some of the Bluegrass guys the other day, and we did notice that the track is very, very, very slick once it gets worn in. So you have to be very careful and roll right into the turn.
Indeed, that's exactly what I was getting at here, Chris. I mean, you hit the hammer right on the head of the nail with that one, and it's going to be some tight battles here as once these race trucks get into that groove, like Chris was saying, about 10 laps, 15 laps in, you're going to see a lot of tightness. You're going to see a lot of plowing to that top of the racetrack. If they just blip that throttle just a little too early, it shoots you up that racetrack, and if there's somebody on your outside, which we know at Charlotte Motor Speedway, that two-wide racing is very, very big in these race trucks. So we should see some good battles for the lead all over the field. And right now you're seeing that 11, of Joshua Lockwood, who is my twin. I swear, every time I see that picture of Josh Lockwood, makes me think it's me. First time I saw it, my stomach dropped. And hey, look, Chris, he's doing your best impersonation at Kansas.
Yeah, this is true. Right into the wall.
Right into the wall, but it looks like he already had set his lap at a 30.56. Or no, excuse me, he did not set a lap. So maybe Lockwood let's see. We'll see. We know we do have some drivers on EOLs every now and then. Not sure who is on their EOL this week. Completely forgot.
Yeah, I did not grab. I joined the driver chat way too late and missed that number, so I do apologize for that. He's riding on board here with Wes Wiegand, going to be setting his first lap. Should be his first lap right here. Oh, nope. So this is what I take that back. Yep, he did. He set a 30.35, so that's going to set him on the pole right now.
Yeah, and Wes has shown some pole speed. Last week he did grab the pole at Dover. Be interesting to see if that 88 Chevy Silverado is going to sit up there on that front pole position. Or how it's going to go. We'll see where that's going to put Wes Wiegand, as we're going to have a lot of guys getting out there and qualifying, so it's going to be fun to see all these times. As though, like you said, Chris, we were practicing with some of these guys in the Bluegrass Series and the other night, and we saw some blazing speed from all these guys. Definitely found out that my left front, eating up my right fronts is my biggest problem here at Charlotte. I was falling off the pace with Chris and all the other drivers out there. So fun little session. Got to learn a lot about some of these drivers out here and see how they wheel their cars around here, and cars and trucks, excuse me. So it was a fun session. Had some fun with them, and hey, expecting to see some great racing after what we saw in that practice session.
See, Josh Lockwood did not get that first lap set, so he is going to probably be making that rounds now. Does look like he's slowing down, so maybe their qualifying scrutiny is very strict, so maybe just not able to set that lap down. So looks like Josh Lockwood is going to be pulling it down to the bottom of the track.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, that 83, we've been saying his name wrong all season. I saw a comment about it. We've been calling him Chris Labourgeois, and I want to say it's Chris Labourgeois is how you say that last name. I've been trying to find a lot of different websites with pronunciations, and Man, I think that's how you say it. So, Chris, if you're hearing me, man, send me the message if I'm still butchering it. But I want to say it's Le Bourgeois. I want to say that's how you say it. Because every website I've went to in the past couple days has been saying that, and I just wanted to make sure I was refreshing myself. Went to about 2 more websites tonight, and yeah, so that's what I'm hearing. So hey, if I'm still mistaken in that name, man, I apologize. Like you said, my last name is Kiwi, spelt with a Q, man. People think it's Kuhas, Queenis. I've heard so many different last names.
Quillis, Quahias, Quahinas. I mean, they've added letters and numbers and all kinds of things in it, so we do understand.
So yeah, I do apologize for that, Chris, and hopefully we're getting it correct when I say Le Bourgeois. Hopefully that is the correct pronunciation of it, and sorry that it took us a little bit, as sometimes I get into these races, forget about everything. I start saying your name, start saying it wrong again, so do apologize for that. But we got some race trucks still out on the track, as you see Travis White about to set his first lap, and sorry about that, Chris.
I was going to say, Maurer Racing, good evening, boys. Good evening to you, Nate. Hope you do good. If you, yes, you are out here on the track, so we do hope that you have a good race, and we appreciate you tuning in over on YouTube, man.
Yeah, and we know Nate is the man. He's got the first win of the season at Daytona, the season opener, and then he's picked up that win at Dover last week in the Truck Series, that is. We had a great race in the Truck Series. We had some beating and banging in the Cup Series, so hey, you're not going to want to miss the race tomorrow night, but forget about that race tomorrow night, because you've got 30-plus race trucks out there, and they are fired up, and you got a lot of guys ready to go. Like we said earlier, saw some good runs in practice from a couple of these drivers out there, and we're expecting some big things from a lot of guys out here who have gotten really comfortable on this racetrack. As you ride with Billy Bowerman, as he's going to set his first qualifying lap, 30.43. That's going to net him into that second place. Only 7 cars qualified right now, but Billy Bowerman, man, he is tuned up, and it looks like he is rocking around this racetrack right now. It's good to see Billy showing some speed here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, that was definitely a good lap, setting himself up in that second place position. Let's see if he can capitalize on that and make it any better on this second lap.
And one thing you're going to notice about Charlotte Motor Speedway, especially in turn 1, is where it's the most dominant line to run, for me at least. You get those lefts on that blue line, that blue and white line. You know, they call it that Harvick line, is when you get down there and ride that paint. It's see a lot of these drivers doing that in turn number 1 as we go back to what was the all-white truck for me, now showing his colors. That is the 55 of C.J. Mason. You know, he is glad to be qualifying again, Chris. He was one of those guys with an EOL last week, and it was one of those weeks for C.J. Mason. He finished still up there just a little bit, but not the greatest run from C.J. So, you know, getting that qualifying run and able to set himself up there just a little bit more.
Yeah,
he set to 30.5.
He was the winner at Richmond, so he knows how to get his truck up front. So it is good to see C.J. Mason out here. I do want to say that he was in the race with us last night in my league's truck series. I want to say, if I'm wrong, I can't remember. My brain is so scattered since last night. As we're gonna go on board here with Nate Maurer as he's setting his first lap.
Sorry, what was you saying, Chris, about a win? What were you trying to get information on?
Oh, I was saying that C.J. Mason he had won the race at Richmond off of pit strategy.
Yes, he did. C.J. Mason was your winner at Richmond. You are correct. And, you know, we've got a lot of different winners this season. I mean, Nate Maurer, Travis White, the only 2 with multiple wins this season. But, I mean, you've got Ronnie Shirk, 2 wins from Travis White. Jason Collins was the winner at Bristol Dirt. Sat on pole, took the win from there. So, you got a couple guys now starting to bid their way up into the late speed, or the late race speed, as it's starting to look good from a lot of these guys. And, like we said, good to see Billy Bowerman up front. Good to see, you know, a couple of these drivers who haven't been showing that speed on some of the other tracks. As you see Nate Maurer, 30.45 on his first lap. We know Nate's got the speed. We'll see if he picks it up on this second lap, or he's going to be content with that. As you see him really riding that white line out of turn number 1 and just full throttle down the backstretch. You might hear a little bit of blip out of the throttle, just a breath, as he gets into turn 3. And you see right there, just that little bitty blip out of the throttle. Get back in it. You see that truck starting to tighten up in 4 right there with the bumps. And that outside wall coming through the front tri-oval section comes up fast. It comes up dangerous, and whew, it is a sketchy turn sometimes. As it looks like Nate Maurer, 30.37, man.
Same time
30.369 is actually the full lap time. So a fast lap from Nate Maurer. Wes Wiegand, those 2 guys sitting up in the pole position right now. It's going to be fun to see if the rest of these drivers, it's been showing speed all over the place. We still got Jeremiah Hobbs, Ed Osborne, Jason Collins, Travis Tweedy, Scott Madden, a bunch of guys out there that we know have some speed. Still haven't set their qualifying lap. It's going to be fun to see It'd be really fun to see how these guys do because, hey, if we get all those drivers up there within hundredths of a second of each other, that just only means the race is going to be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, Josh, look at the time between Nate Maurer and Billy Bowerman there. He's got a 30.37 and a 30.37, so they are right on spot. But if you look at Wes Wiegand, he set a 30.35. So the top three are only separated by, you know, I mean, what would that be?
100ths of a second.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with that kind of stuff. As riding on board here with Ed Osborne in that beautiful number 42. Looks like a Davey Allison throwback there, Josh.
It's got that little bit of that Davey Allison vibe in that number 42 of Ed Osborne. It's got that little bit of that rookie year Texaco Haviland feel to it. Clean looking race truck right there. As you see Ed Osborne come to set his first lap. Let's see, 30.72. Not exactly what he needs to get it done here for that front row. We'll see how he does. Look at Jeremiah Hobbs, Chris, just set a 30.4. Jason Collins just set a 30.2, or 30.62. And Will Weber just set a 30.54. So some of these drivers that are we know are bad fast, maybe slipping off a little bit here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As we know, this is one of those tracks that can reach out, grab you, and humble you a little bit with speed, but it's going to be interesting to see on these second laps as you ride with that 24 Will Weber, currently sitting in the 8th place position in that number 24 Ford F-150, as he's going to ride it out of turn number 4 for his second lap. And it looks like, new pole sitter, Chris, Jason Collins. As we weren't looking at him, we were riding on board with Will Weber. He has set a 30.325. Jason Collins got around here in some fast lap time.
Yeah, got a lot of drivers on track now, so we'll try to switch between the ones that we can see. It looks like Logan Russell is going to set 13th best time right now. Ed Osborne actually moved up to 8th position, so he has actually set a really decent lap after we saw that first one. So now we've got, it's like Scott Madden and Ronnie Shirk out on the track. Let's see if they can get something done here.
You're going to see Scott Madden setting his first lap. That's going to be a 30.682, so that's only going to set him in the 15th position currently. Got about, I'd say, 10 more cars up to qualify, as Ronnie Shirk just set a 30.578 as he's riding that turn number 2 in that 51 Chevy Silverado. Another one of those clean race trucks that we like to see every week out here, that 51. I love that color, love the scheme. Got a lot of nice schemes out here in the Bluegrass Series. Not only do they take the racing serious, but hey, that virtual race truck, it's got to look nice too, because hey, you know, like they say in competitive FPS, is skins equals wins. Well, hey, if you're looking good and feeling good, there's only one thing else that can be good, and that's that driving. And when that driver looks good and feels good, has that confidence, it's gonna boost his momentum. So you see a lot of those nice race trucks out there. They want to show them off too.
Yeah, it does look like Scott Madden moved up into the 11th position there on his qualifying lap, and Ronnie Shirk, he's going to net the 14th position, so he is actually going to be sitting mid-pack right now, but we have, I believe, 10 trucks. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 trucks that haven't qualified. I do know there's about 5 or 6 that won't be able to qualify, so maybe once Travis Twitty, Brian Terry, I do believe. We saw Josh Lockwood not be able to set a time, so maybe he was just out there riding around trying to mess around and get some track time in. As we know that this track, like we were talking about earlier, Josh, it is a beast to tame. They do call it the Beast of the Southeast, and it's not named that for no reason. It is a hard track to drive. You think Charlotte's easy, but whenever you get in there, you're like, oh, 3 laps in, you're like, oh, this is easy. I got this. About 7-8 laps later, you're like, oh, where in the world did the grip go? Where did my truck go? Because it'll start falling out from under you. The next thing you know, you're selling towards that top wall into turn 3, and then you come out into turn 4, you're hitting that wall going into the straightaway, and it's just it'll sneak up on you.
It can be a mess. That indeed. I mean, we saw that in the 92 All-Star race with Kyle Petty and Davey Allison coming to the checkered. Davey got spun, and it was a big old hit. Actually, put him in the hospital, I want to say, for a little bit because he got so shaken up from that wreck. But either way, getting on to the Bluegrass Racing Series, about to go green here as the trucks are fielding and getting that grid full as we are going to go through our starting grid. It's going to be that number 3 of Jason Collins picking up his second pole of the season in that number 3 Chevy Silverado, with on the number 88 of Wes Wiegand going to be sitting in that outside lane on that outside pole in that P2 position. Behind them is going to be that 971 of Nate Maurer, another bad, fast race truck in that Simbox 971. And on the outside of him is going to be that 87, who hasn't spawned in yet, but hey, Billy Bowerman. Good to see him up here in the top 5 starting. Jeremiah Hobbs, your points leader, who hasn't picked up a race win this season, he is going to be starting in that outside lane beside Billy Bowerman in 5th place. Will Weber is going to be in 6th place with Doug Nill in that 7th place. And then it's going to be Ed Osborne, Joey Doucette behind him in that 8th and 9th place. And then you're going to have that 55 of CJ Mason rounding out your top 10. It's going to be that 22 of Scott Madden in that Toyota Tundra. The 23 of Travis White. You see those two race trucks right there sitting in that 11th and 12th spot. You know they're tuned up and ready to go here. Chris Labourgier is going to be in that number 83, sitting in that 13th position. The man, the myth, the legend himself, you just got shirked. Ronnie Shirk sitting in that 14th spot. It's going to be Logan Russell, Trent Cameron in that number 2 Ford sitting 15th, and then Trent Cameron in that number 36 Ford, the two F-150 manufacturer teammates, going to be sitting in that 15th and 16th spot. Eric Gastons, Christopher Blanchard, they are going to be in that number 20 Toyota Tundra, in that 17th spot. You got Christopher Blanchard in that number 19 Chevy Silverado Mean Machine, as I call it, sitting right outside of him in that 18th spot. Adam Lancaster, Jimmy Johnson, they are going to be the two drivers that round out our top 20. Adam Lancaster in that 28, sitting 19th in that Chevy Silverado. And right next to him in that number 53 Chevy is going to be the 20th position of Jimmy Johnson. 21st, 22nd, going to go to Robert Richards, and Jason Bridges in that 21st and 22nd spot. And our man right there, Travis Twitty, in that number 29, super confident coming into this race. He's going to be sitting 23rd. We're going to see that truck maybe moving to the field all day here, as we know he's got some speed picked up in those practice runs. Brian Terry's going to sit on his outside in that 24th position, in that number 13 at Chevy Silverado, with Daniel Worthington in that 113 sitting 25th. Michael Simmons is going to be 26 with Michael Brisen right there rolling off in that number 71 Chevy Silverado sitting 27th. And then rounding out your field is going to be that number 28 of Joshua Lockwood. My twin brother, man. Hey, we're pulling for you tonight, baby. As Lockwood, one of those drivers we got to run some practice with. Just a good driver, good guy. Like to see all these guys out here getting ready to go. So, hey, we are excited. Hopefully you are excited here as we are about to get ready for the Carolina Cookout 150. As you have Jason Collins in that number 3 Bluegrass Machine. Wes Wiegand in that number 88 Chevy Silverado. They are ready to get down, get dirty, and get to racing, as this is going to be a great race, as the iRacing official track car is going to pull them through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to take that hard left turn like all of our drivers here tonight. And there he goes off the track safely as we pull up for the initial start here. The flagman is getting ready to wave that flag. You're going to see him hit that start zone right there, and the green's out. We are going here at the Carolina Cookout 150 by Bluegrass, and it is already starting off to where it looks like we're going to have a lot of action going into turn 1 here, Chris.
Yeah, this is going to be the make or break turn 1. It's always how it is. You know, those tires are really cold. Everybody's trying to, whoa, did you see?
Oh, that's not where you want to be for Will Weber.
Yeah, Will Weber getting down on that bottom lane, getting a little loose, getting in that dirty air.
3 wide down the backstretch, but a lot of cars going past him. Will Weber just fell back from 6th position all the way to that 17th spot with a bad turn 1 entry. He fell onto that apron. Not what you want to see for that 24 if you're starting out on that first lap. But hey, able to recover it, no damage on any race trucks, and we're still rolling here. That's the only thing that really matters. As long as you're able to recover, it's still a long race. We have 100 laps to get it done here as we come and grab the stripe at lap number 2. It's going to be Jason Collins still the leader, but look at Jeremiah Hobbs all the way up at the wall, and that should open that door for that 88 of Wes Wiegand. We'll drive on by as you see that 77 of Doug Nill and that Simbox machine. Those Simbox teammates, man, these past couple weeks have been unstoppable. We know they've had a 1-2-3 finish a couple times this season. I want to say, if I am correct, maybe speaking a little bit out of my rear end there, but hey, they have been showing some speed with those 76 or that 77 Simbox machine, that 971 Simbox machine, all those Simbox guys showing a lot of speed here in this mid-season. Hey, they look like they're the team to try to get past right now, as we see a lot of 3 wide racing coming out of turn number 2. You see CJ Mason down the back straightaway, who's promoted himself up from that 10th position already into 8th. So got a lot of movers in the field already here at lap number 3.
Yeah, it looks like the front is just kind of settling it out right now. You see the 10 there of Jeremiah Hobbs and the 88 of Wes Wiegand. They're going side by side, but it looks like the 10 is going to tuck it in to that 3rd place position. He's going to run that high line. I do think, yep, he is going to run that high line. So you're going to see that 88 of Wes Wiegand dive it down on that bottom, but he's not going to make it stick. So that 10 is going to be able to run that top line and get past. You see him making a move on that 971 of Nate Maurer. Sorry, excuse me. lost my train of thought there for a second. Looks like they're going to be too wide coming out of turn 4 here, Josh.
Yeah, and that's that NOS energy drink. I think that's NOS in the front. Yeah, that is. The NOS energy drink, Valvoline, number 10 of Jeremiah Hobbs. It seems like that high lane worked for him to get past that idiot of Wes Wiegand, and look at that run he's got on the bottom lane in turn number 1 and 2, as it is quarter panel dragging from that number 971 of Nate Maurer, as it seems like Jeremiah Hobbs here in 3 and 4 might have a shot at it as he's running up there, getting close to Jason Collins. It looks like Jason's just going up to the bottom, up to the top, making that truck as wide as possible. He doesn't want these guys past him, because, you know, those are some fast race trucks. We've seen Jeremiah Hobbs dominate races all the way up until when he needs to, and it seems like he's taken some risky pit strategies here these last couple weeks. You know, last week at Dover, he took 2 tires instead of the field taking 4 after a dominating run from him, and then it opened up the door for a bunch of other drivers to come through. Either way, that's besides the point. You know, Jeremiah Hobbs is hooked up right now, and he has been using all that as learning experience, still leading the points from consistency. But you know, that number 10 NOS energy drink, Valvoline, Chevy Silverado really wants to get to victory lane for the first time this season.
Yeah, as you see, 2 wide racing going around the front stretch here. They have pretty much been 2 wide all the way around the track for the last lap. So Jason Collins likes to see that, because they're going to be battling it out a little bit, but it doesn't look like he's got his truck under him right now. He's still, they're still hanging on to him, Josh. They're not letting him get away.
Not letting him get away indeed, but like he said, Chris, he loves seeing that 2 wide racing behind him. Those drivers are really going to have to be working those tires as battle and keep that pace on that top lane, on that bottom lane. It's really hard 2 wide racing here on your right sides, but you know, Jeremiah Hobbs, Nate Maurer, 2 experienced drivers, 2 really good drivers at saving their equipment. So probably a lot better than what I can do here at Charlotte. We know they're going to be battling for that lead here at any moment, unless Jason Collins just gets on the loud pedal by another 20%, because it looks like he just pulled away out of turn 2, just by a little bit, but down the back straightaway, they've got the run out of turn 2. We'll see how long Jason Collins is able to hang this thing out in the lead. Who is going to be the early dominant truck here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, Josh, we had the opportunity of running a couple of practice laps with these guys, getting to drive with Travis Twitty, Adam, I want to say, I can't remember the exact names of them. I know that Josh Lockwood was in there as well.
Casey Barlow, one of the Cup Series drivers.
Yeah, a lot of really good drivers in there. Got to sit and talk to them. So we do. Whoa, as you see that that number 10 getting into the wall there a little bit. Let's see if Nate Maurer can capitalize on that and get past him, and he will. He will make that move and cut that second place position off. You see Jeremiah Hobbs getting into the wall there a little bit. That 2 wide racing's coming back to bite him. As you see the 77 of Doug Neal getting past Wes Wiegand. See if he can shut that door. He does.
And just because we were talking about full throttle here in these turns, it's not what you think it is. You get a little bit out of that groove, you kill that pace, kill that momentum by just 2-3 miles an hour, and it's like watching these trucks fly by you like you've got sandbags and parachutes on that race truck. It can be really hard to watch those race trucks fall off in that front windshield. And here at Charlotte, if they just get a little bit of a gap on you, it can really kill that pace. Like we said, you barely lose that line going through 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and that can kill that momentum as easy as anything, and it can put you to the back of the field. We saw that with Will Weber in that number 24 at the start of the race, as it seems like, where did he, oh, there he is. He is currently sitting in that 18th spot. He fell back to 17 on the initial start, hasn't really been able to make up any ground, actually lost position. So just showing you lose your concentration here at Charlotte for just a split second. Like a lot of these racetracks, it is very hard to get that back.
Yeah, you see the number 10 of Jeremiah Hobbs starting to fall back a little bit. Maybe he got into the wall again when we were looking back there at all of that racing going on. But it looks like he's starting to fall back through the field, and Wes Wiegand's going to make an inside move on him to take over that 4th place position. So we'll see if the number 10 of Jeremiah Hobbs can get that truck back under him and start getting back up here, because he is losing a couple of positions. But you see back here, Josh, there's a lot of battling going back in this middle pack.
Yeah, and that 42 of Ed Osborne leading that second big head pack right there. As you see, they are all 2 wide back there. The 36 of Trent Cameron, the 42 of Ed Osborne, again leading that pack. And look at Billy Bowerman, man, one of those drivers that qualified up in the top 5. He's fallen back a lot, sitting in that 13th spot. He's got the 83 of Cliff Labourgier all over his back bumper. That 22 is Scott Madden, 19 of Labourgier. Oh, yeah, I did look. Whatever. You know, I'm going to have to just get that mentally in my head. The 53 of Jimmy Johnson and that 24 of Will Weber trying to work his way back up to the field. You got a lot of fast drivers back there who show speed on completely different tracks. I mean, you get to these 1.5 mile ovals. You know, you can be at Charlotte. Next week, you go to Chicagoland, just metaphorically speaking. You can go to a track like Chicagoland. You'll see a whole different group of drivers up there leading that 1.5 mile oval. It just seems like every track we go to, we've got our group of guys that just seem like they are bad fast, and there is no catching up. Because, like we're saying that, look at Jason Collins, a driver who has shown a lot of speed this season. and just hasn't been able to get it done too much. Been caught up in some stuff. Did pick up that win at Bristol Dirt. And look at him out here hanging it out there in the lead. It's good to see Jason up there. That is your league owner, the man that makes all this go together smoothly. Stays up all night doing the points for the Cup and Truck Series. And on top of that, you got some great race control people for this Bluegrass Series. As I know Casey is one of the admins for the race tonight. Jeffrey Godby is also one of our race control guys. So it's good to see those guys out there. And every week we've got a different little bit of race control. But hey, they are still strict. They are still abiding by those rules, and it's good to see. We got a lot of good race control out here. And hey, lap 15, not a single caution, not a single little bit of accident besides that 10 of Jeremiah Hobbs scrubbing the wall a little bit. Maybe a little bit of contact we could have missed through the field, but other than that, the driver radio has been pretty clean for these first 15 laps. Haven't really heard anybody talk besides Twitty apologizing for almost cutting somebody's nose off. But other than that, that's about it. It's really been pretty quiet on the radio.
Yeah, I have had the opportunity of talking with Travis Twitty for a little bit the other day, and he was saying he felt really comfortable on this track. So he, not trying to give away his strategy or anything, he said he's just going to cruise. He doesn't want to try to move up to the front too quick. He just wants to kind of chill back here in the back and just let everything kind of unfold, and then work his way up towards the middle of the row. Oh, you see Billy Bower going off.
Blanford just kind of do a big old hit in that wall. As you see left rear quarter damage on that 19 of the main machine, as it looks like he got into that front right of that 87 of Billy Bowerman. Will be interesting to see if that does kill that pace a little bit. As you see Travis Twitty in front of him, his heart probably sank. That was one of those drivers telling me, man, I have just been caught up in all the wrong places and all the right times. And as you see, that probably happening in front of him. Gave him a little bit of a heart skip there. And everybody able to keep it clean, keep it rolling. And that's what you like to see here. As we come to lap number 17, you still got Jason Collins out in the front. Now up to almost a 7/10 gap. And that's a 7/10 gap on somebody who is bad fast. That 971 to Nate Maurer, nobody to take lightly. That driver, he could drive that thing backwards and still outrun 90% of the people on this platform, I feel like. Maurer's a fast race truck driver.
Maurer is a fast truck driver indeed, Josh. He is a very quick person to be out on the track. You know, like we've said before, I've had the opportunity and the privilege of racing against him, and I will say, every time he got around me, I was just like, man, just go, because I know I'm not going to be able to battle you.
And a clean race truck driver in that 971. Never seen a single, not to give him the commentator curse, but never seen a single problem come out of that 971. You know, like you said, Chris, we've had the opportunity of racing with him last season in our little own league, the Chris Cup, and then he is back this season. As we see, looks like some first round of green flag pit stops here at lap number 18, Chris. See Adam Lancaster, Ronnie Shirk, and Will Weber all pulling down pit lane this time. We're going back to Nate Maurer, one of those drivers that never really seen any adversity from him. He is just a fast race truck driver, knows where to put his truck, knows the lengths and the limits of himself, and hey, good race driver. As you see the 77 of Doug Mill all over his back bumper. And we got more people coming down pit road this time, Chris. Uh-oh. There's no way Jacob's in chat, man. If you're out there listening, Jacob, dude, thank you for stopping by. No, we know that oval racing isn't your forte, but hey, thank you for coming out and checking out the boys, man. It's these are some good, fast race truck drivers, and they know how to get it done here.
Yeah,
and,
Jacob, deciding though on YouTube, he says dab with 2 dabbing emotes. So Jacob being our old roommate, we do know him, and we appreciate him coming out and hanging out on this Tuesday night. But look at this, Josh. Nate Maurer is starting to fall back just a little bit. Jason Collins is starting to get that truck underneath him, like we were saying earlier. You know, at the first part of the race, it didn't seem like he had too much going on, but now it looks like he's just starting to run away. As it looks like we've got Chris LaBourgeois, Jimmy Johnson, Jason Bridges, Logan Russell, Travis Twitty, Billy Bowerman, Michael Brisson, all coming down pit lane right now.
Indeed. It looks like pit road is open now, and it looks like an express tool change down there. Everybody coming in on a Tuesday night when you're wanting to go home. It is going to be a busy little place down there. As you see 971 coming in, that's your second place. That's going to leave Jason Collins out there. That's going to promote Wes Wiggin, Joey Doucette up into that second, third spot. Travis White, CJ Mason staying out, Trent Cameron as well, and it looks like Robert Richards going to dive down as well with Doug Neal, Ed Osborne, and Robert Richards, or excuse me, with Billy Bowerman and those guys. So, like you said, Chris, we got about 10 trucks on pit road coming in and out, so it is a busy place down there. And you know how those blend lanes work, and you got some guys on fresh tires, and it does sound like your leader, that number 3, Jason Collins, going to pull himself down pit road this time.
So as you hear Jason Collins coming down pit road, let's see if Wes Wiggin and Joey Doucette actually follow suit. It does not look like they will, so they're going to stay out. That's also going to let CJ Mason take over that third place position. As you see him going past, Trent Cameron is also going to stay out. So Travis White also coming down pit lane. He is right. Oh, I do apologize. Got the wrong number. But as you see right now, Wes Wiggin is in the lead with Joey Doucette. Look at CJ Mason right on that back bumper. We saw a second ago he wasn't even there. Then all of us. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong number.
That's
I'm
Joey
so sorry.
Doucette. That's
I'm so
no,
sorry.
you're good. You're good. CJ does run a red truck in a lot of the leagues we race in. Running that red and white truck in this league, but we have seen Mason in all different types of red out there. So I did think that was him for a second too, Chris. And I looked at this. Okay, that's Joey Doucette. Hey, good catch right there. As it does look like CJ Mason, Joey Doucette, Trent Cameron, Daniel Worthington just came down pit lane. So your top three staying out right now, and it looks like Brian Terry going to follow suit. Other than that, everybody has been down pit road besides that number 2 of Logan Russell, who's sitting in 23rd.
Yeah, you've got Joey Doucette, CJ Mason, Trent Cameron, and Brian Terry. They're all staying out right now, so they are, like you said, some of those few trucks that have not pit yet. So let's see how long it takes them to decide to come down pit lane, as it looks like they're going to go around at least one more time. You see Trent Cameron coming down pit lane right now.
Needing some very early pit stops here, as this is usually the time I always start complaining about my tires in Charlotte, thinking, man, I just can't drive this thing anymore. Look at that big old move from that 34 past that 13 machine. That's just showing you that pace of those fresh tires, as Jason Bridges drove himself past Brian Terry. And as you see that 16, of Joey Doucette pulling himself down pit road, you see CJ Mason following suit in that 55 machine. Looks like Brian Terry is also going to follow suit, and that is going to be your first set of green flag pit stops done. Man, Chris, I don't know what it is about tonight. Somebody put something in the water, because we are tongue twisting up.
Yeah, it just feels like I can't get my words out right. So Roddy Shirk does get around. It doesn't look like he's going to get around in time, so he will be the person to assume the lead. There for a second, Josh, if we would have had a caution, there was only 3 trucks on the lead lap, so that would have spelled terror for the entire race.
Oh yeah, and we have seen that all season, man. We've had a couple trucks, or a couple of races where maybe I think 1 or 2 here in the season where, wasn't it at Dover, we had like 4 trucks on the lead lap at lap number 15, so we had like 5 cautions before lap 20. It got hectic out there, and you know, there's a lot of those drivers angry, but hey, at the end of the day, we ended up with 14 drivers, I want to say 15 drivers back on the lead lap. A lot of guys racing hard, getting their lucky dogs back, getting back through the field, wave arounds, everything, just to settle that back out. So it was a tough day in the early going at Dover a couple weeks ago, but tonight it seems like we are all clean, as we are at lap number 26, and these drivers are just putting on a good show for us, Chris. As you see, it looks like Nate Maurer did actually get past Jason Collins, as he did come down pit lane a lap later. But let's see if, caution's out. We said it, and there it is.
Looks like West Wiegand.
Big red on the front stretch.
Yeah,
oh, man. That 88 machine is all sorts of torn up, and that is what you do not want to see. Hey, that side looks good. But, man, you don't want to see that, because Wes Wiegand, just a driver that was showing so much speed in qualifying in the early part of the race, and that just stinks, man. That seems like that has been this season, all season, for that 88. We'll see what happened here. Coming off of turn 4, just got to that outside wall, and yeah, Robert Richards had almost nowhere to go. That was just one of those moments that you either miss him or you don't, and he didn't miss him. So
yeah, we all know going through that front tri-oval there, it is a very tricky thing. We were talking about you get out of that turn into the gas too early, and it'll just send you up into the wall. We'll go actually on board here with the 16 of Joey Doucette and actually see what happened. Let me get to the camera.
Oh, was Joey Doucette involved in this?
Was that? Did I say the wrong person? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was definitely
Robert
Richards and Wes Wiegand. You're all good. You're all good. Just a little bit of brain farts here tonight. You see that tightness, that plow, and then, like you said, just milliseconds to react to that. When you're going that fast coming out of turn 4, there is almost nothing that 48 machine, that Clemson truck of Robert Richards can do, and that's just unfortunate for that 48.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's too much damage on the front end of that 48 car, so he might be able to salvage this race after that, because we do know they do not have faster pairs in this league. So it is like real racing. You have to go down the pit like, whoa, as you see the 11 there. That is the 11. Yes, I'm sorry. I thought that said 77. You see the 11 there having to lock up his brakes coming into the tri-oval. Looks like we've got a couple more people coming down pit lane. You got Billy Bowerman, Christopher Blanchard, Robert Richards, and Travis Twitty coming down pit lane. Hopefully he did not get any damage off of that, because like we were saying, Josh, we were talking to him, and he went into this race having a lot of confidence.
It looks like that truck is clean. Maybe just coming down to get some extra fuel to try to extend that caution, or that green flag period for him, so he can make up some extra spots this next time we get the green flag pit stops. So just a little bit of a strategy there from Bowerman, Blanchard, and Twitty, as you're seeing, or maybe that. that 19 might have actually gotten to a wreck. They're in pit lane down for a minute. So the 87 Billy Bowerman, good check on them. Yeah, it looks like that 19 getting that damage from earlier just a little bit fixed up. You know, that was that left rear damage he got from that 87 Billy Bowerman. So it looks like he did get that as fixed as he can. And hey, if you're new to iRacing and you are in rookies D class, there you go. Don't be a last lap hero. Don't be a first lap hero either. Blanchard's just got that on your back bumper, so it makes you feel bad when you're going to pass him.
It looks like at I want to say that was lap 28 that did happen. So lap 28 will be your first caution. Lap 40 will also be our competition caution, so we will stop here in 10 laps for that competition caution. So maybe just everybody coming down pit lane trying to jump that competition caution a little early.
I thought it was funny. You just heard Jason Bridges talking about that Jimmy Johnson spotter pack, and it made me think of the 53. Now we got to get Jimmy Johnson to make his own spotter pack for that 53 machine. It's just going to be him screaming at himself. Even though I know it is Chad Canals, it just made me think of that. We need to get the 53 Jimmy Johnson make his own spotter pack just so he can scream at himself.
As we're pacing around here on lap 30 of 100, it looks like Ronnie Shirk is going to be out front with Adam Lancaster in second place, Nate Maurer in third, and then the pole sitter Jason Collins, he's going to be in fourth place with Doug Neal in fifth. Jeremiah Hobbs.
Looks like, oh, excuse me.
I would say Jeremiah Hobbs moved back just a little bit, so he's back one position. Will Weber is going to be in seventh, Travis White in eighth, Jimmy Johnson in ninth. Then rounding out your top 10s, Ed Osborne. Josh, sorry, excuse me. What were you trying to say?
I was just going to say, good to see that that number 24, Will Weber, worked himself back up into that seventh place spot. We know he qualified sixth, fell back there on the initial start on lap 1 as he got down on the apron. Look at that number 24 machine sitting up in seventh place, where he probably thinks, hey, that's where I got to be the whole race, man. As you know, you get into that first little bit of the race right there. A little bit of nerves, a little bit of anxiousness when you get thrown it off into turn 1 for that first time. Especially when you've got 28 other trucks out here on the racetrack. It just is a pretty sketchy feeling sometimes running down into turn 1 wide open on those cold tires. And you saw it, the 24 just got a little bit out of shape, threw him onto the apron. But hey, that Ford F-150, he's kept that head down, kept digging, and used that pit strategy to get himself back up in there in that seventh place spot. As those guys, Adam Lancaster, Ronnie Shirk, on that same pit strategy as he was, they did undercut the field, came in at lap 18, came in the earliest out of everybody on those green flag pit stops. And you're really seeing that little bit of undercut helped him as Adam Lancaster up 17 spots, excuse me. Ronnie Shirk up 13. So those drivers up in the front have been moving through the field.
Yes, we're about to go green flag here. It looks like the pace lights are off. What were you about to say, Josh?
Exactly what you were saying. As one of my favorite things about Charlotte Motor Speedway, right there in turn 3, there's no catch fence. It's like that in real life, I want to say, too. So that's the one spot, if you want to throw somebody out in the parking lot like Kel Yarbrough went at Darlington that one year, and that's the one spot that you have an opportunity on any of these bigger speedways to get somebody out of the ballpark. I've still been waiting to see somebody go flying over that safer barrier in turn 3. Hasn't happened yet, but hopefully I'm not speaking that into fruition tonight. As you see Ronnie Shirk, Adam Lancaster, pace car off. They're pulling up that restart zone, and the green driver get on that gas and go. And look at Nate Maurer start, as he might go 3 wide here in turn 1. Looks like he did lift out of the throttle just a little bit. So Nate Maurer knows, like I said, knows his limits, knows his restrictions on that race truck, and probably knew, hey, 3 wide, not a good idea. A lot of drivers would have took that 3 wide, we know, and good to see that patience from that 971, getting out of the throttle a little bit, letting these guys settle out in front of him. And look at that big run he's got coming out of turn number 2 with that 77 Doug Neal, his Simbox teammate, as they are cooking down the back straightaway. And it looks like that 971 is going to try to take that position from that 28 of Adam Lancaster as they come through turn 3 and 4. A little bit of a tire advantage, about 4 laps, fresher tires on that 971 compared to that 28 here at lap number 32, and you are seeing it as they are pulling away just a little bit from that group right there. And that 971 is trying to find his way around, and it looks like he is going to hold that second position, battle it out with that 28 of Adam Lancaster as we run through turn 22 again.
Yeah, as we see a big stack up back there in the back. So let's see how these guys up here in the front can work past all of this. As you were saying, Nate Maurer, he does have a couple of lap newer tires than everybody. Look at number 28, Josh. He's actually moving up towards the front. So Adam Lancaster's making a pass on that outside line, so he's going to be the leader for at least lap 34.
Yeah, a big outside run from that 28. He is still moving on that outside lane, and he is going to clear for the lead and take that first position here on lap number 34. I love some outside lane passes, and that 28 hung it out there. Almost like you couldn't have fit a piece of paper between that car or that truck and the wall right there coming off of turn 4, and he made it stick. That 28 with a big move out of turn number 4. He is going to take the lead, but look at Jason Collins. He's doing his best Adam Lancaster impersonation. He's going to ride it off that outside wall. A little bit of a kiss there. Whoa, 971 in the wall. Jeremiah Hobbs got a little bit in the back. It looks like he ran that thing into a light pole. But hey, they gathered it back up, and that could have spelled disaster right there for your top 10.
Yeah, as you saw, that 971 getting a little loose, having to just blip out of that gas a little bit to keep from going into that wall. He got slowed up, and then that number 10 got into the back of him, so we'll see if that damage is going to be any effect. But look at this, Josh. Jason Collins right on the back bumper of Adam Lancaster.
And he is loving what he saw behind him probably. Hey, they got into the wall. I'm going to keep digging, baby. Jason Collins is trying to get his way back up into his original starting spot of P1. And look at Adam Lancaster. He gave him that inside lane. He's going to work that outside lane. We'll see if it works for him or if that number 3 is able just to drive past him right here. And you see Jason Collins hanging it on that bottom lane, that 28 hanging it up there on the top. They are too wide coming down the back straightaway, baby. This is some racing up here for the lead.
Yes, this is something that we love to see, racing for the lead. It's always a very interesting thing to see different names, different numbers up here in the front. So it's good to see Jason Collins up here battling, as it looks like he's going to take that second position, or that first position away for at least lap 37, and he is going to assume the lead. Let's see if he can go into turn number 1 and shut that door on the 28 of Adam Lancaster, assume that lead for good.
And I think the stage break is at the end of next lap, so this is racing for that stage win. As you see that 3 of Jason Collins, and look at Nate Maurer. He said, damage, no damage. I don't care if I'm running with no back bumper. I'm getting up there. I'm running for this race lead. Nate Maurer's pulling his way back up, and he's going to battle for that second position here as well. The 28 looks like he got into the wall a little bit. 971 coming to that inside. It's going to be a battle for second place here before the stage break, baby. Oh, lap 40, excuse me. They did, I heard race control come over and say 2 laps, so I do apologize about that. Maybe just misheard what he said. Maybe he did say 3 laps. It's kind of hard for me to hear. I have them turned down just a tad bit, as when I am talking, hearing other voices, man, that creeps me out. I tongue twist my words a lot.
Yeah, because you gotta listen while you're talking, and sometimes it's hard to do 2 things at one time. Chewing bubble gum and trying to walk, it's not an easy thing.
That's easy. I know, I'm just joking with you. As the 39, yeah, pits did close this time on lap 39, excuse me. That 3 of Jason Collins hanging it out in the lead. Got about 6/10 gap on Nate Maurer. About the same gap he had before that first green flag pit stop. And we're seeing Jason Collins just hanging it out there in the lead, as it should be stage break at lap number 40, as they are running it through turns number 3 and 4. And it should be stage break this next time by.
Yeah, as the pits do close 2 laps before that stage break. So we will see. I do want to say it's at the end of this lap, but I could be wrong. Whenever all the cars cross the finish line, it is thrown out. I can't remember. I'm terrible with the caution.
No, I think it's the first 10 across the line.
Okay, so it's going to be the next time around. As you see, Jason Collins just starting to pull away from everybody there.
Well, look at Nate Maurer still picking up some speed, man.
Yeah, even with that backed-in truck, he definitely has the speed to keep up with Jason Collins.
But Jason Collins got a little bit of rear damage himself, and there is the stage break, Chris. Jason Collins, he is going to pick up that stage win here at lap number 41, as they are rolling under caution. Once that that number 3 gets out of pit lane, we will have a word with your stage winner, Jason Collins, as we know, probably in a good headspace right now. That's a good spot to be out there in the lead. And he said he's going to go around to catch the pace car, so we are speeding up just a little bit. Hey, if that pace car isn't, you can't catch up to that pace car, trust me. That pace car will catch up to you, and it'll give you a heart attack.
Yeah, as I was reading in the fixes for iRacing, they did fix a couple of the pace car bugs, but they always seem to run off and leave everybody.
As the pace car does pull out of the blend lane onto the backstretch, you see a lot of these race trucks starting to go to that inside lane. That is a big thing in fixed racing. Everybody will just dive to the bottom. They don't want to get hit in fixed racing, but all these guys here getting the call outs, everybody very, very aware, in tune with what's going on the racetrack. So you usually don't see any of those incidents here in these league racings, especially bluegrass. You do not want to mess up in bluegrass, because trust me, you're going to have race control breathing down your neck, and hey, We're going to need you to the hauler, buddy. That is never a good feeling, as it looks like the field is lined up under caution here, and we should see pit road open here. We'll see who does bid and come down. And if anybody does decide to stay out, try to take track position. Wouldn't expect it, though, as it looks like we are going to have our whole field coming down pit road. And this is going to be your battle for position here, coming out of the stage 1 break and into the rest of this race, as we have about 58 laps until we get it done.
We're going to ride on board here with Jason Collins just to see this pit stop here from the number 3.
As I'll make the noises. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
As you see him sitting there revving the truck up, he is definitely ready to go.
Well, it looks like Nate Maurer did get out, but let's see if that first pit stall, Travis White's going to beat him out. It looks like Travis White's going to come out in that first spot as you look at pit exit now. Just seeing what it takes from that perspective of the driver. They do have an animated pit crew on the racetrack in the actual sim, but from the spectator, you don't see it. That'd just be too much rendering for that system to do. So I just think they decided not to let you see it. So yeah, you see those race trucks getting lifted up. But hey, Chris, if you want to, we were going to go ahead and have a word with that stage victor of Jason Collins. Hey, Jason, this is Chris and Josh in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Hey, man, you are looking good out there. As looks like he did actually come back out in front of Travis White. It was saying that he was ahead of you at the thing, but it looks like he did come out in front. You're picking up a lot of speed here. You sat on the pole, and you were just looking bad fast in that number 3 machine. How you feeling out there?
Feels good, man. I mean, obviously nervous, but just trying to overcome the nerves and just power through it, dude. Got to be fast. Got to be on top of my game. Finally got a stage win. Been trying to get those bonus points for the playoffs and stuff, and made that happen tonight. Couldn't do it without my freaking awesome spotter Noggle, because the information the guy gives me helps me be able to run harder and faster. So
indeed, man, when you got a good spotter up in the booth, that makes your job 10 times easier. It's good to hear that you are picking up the pace here, getting that first stage win of the season. And hey, Jason, we're rooting for you tonight, man, as you look bad fast out there. Hopefully you can bring that home for that second victory tonight. But either way, we're going to let you get back to it, and good luck in the rest of the race, and we're excited to see what you got left out there for us.
all right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, man. And that was Jason Collins, your stage winner. Again, if you're not aware of who Jason is, he is the man that makes this whole bluegrass thing come to center. Like we said at the start of the race, just an all-around great guy. Had the opportunity to sit in Discord with him for almost hours at a time and just have some conversations, pick his brain, he picked my brain, just talking about racing, talking about the platform, talking about the series, just an overall very, very good guy. Love Jason Collins up here in the booth. Love seeing all these guys up here running. And if it wasn't for that number 3, man, it wouldn't be a lot. As hey, you know, I am one of the moderators on the Bluegrass page for the stream, because, you know, that's the only way I'm able to do some moderating. So you get to see, you know, when these guys get tagged. And every time you see somebody asking for a league, asking for, you know, a serious league, wanting to get a good group of guys together, I always see everybody tagging Bluegrass. So that is something that makes you feel good at the end of the day. And Jason, that just shows he is doing one hell of a job with this league. Got a lot of good guys out here, great race control, and you heard from him. A great spotter can take you 10 ways up the field and better. So, hey, if you got a good spotter, got a good friend that knows those calls, get him in the booth, man. Tell him, hey, you got to get up here and you got to call out for me. You got a good spotter. Trust me, it makes that race 10 times easier, and that's showing it for that number 3 at Jason Collins.
I can vouch for that, Josh. Having you up in the spotter box helping me out whenever I do my races goes 300 miles. Like, you have no idea how much better it is when you can focus on what's in front of you and not what's behind you. When you got somebody calling out all those, you know, inside, outside, this guy's getting a run, you know, hey, you're running this wrong, hey, you're running that wrong. When you have that help up in the spotter box, it definitely helps.
It does all come around and make that world of yours a lot easier. You even heard it from that 3 of Jason Collins, man. A little bit of nervousness. That's something I probably wasn't expecting to hear him say. So that number 3 got a little bit of nerves coming into this race. And, hey, I would be too if I had all those drivers behind me. That's a lot of hungry race trucks behind him wanting to get that victory here tonight. But Jason Collins, you heard it, picking up his first stage win. That's only going to boost that confidence in that number 3 Chevy Silverado. Good to see him pick up his first stage win. Good to see Travis White up 10 spots from his original qualifying spot of 12th in that second place position. And you got Doug Nill, Nate Maurer, the other 2 Simbox teammates sitting right behind that number 3 of Jason Collins and 23 at Travis White. Look behind them, you got that 28 of Adam Lancaster, Joey Doucette, Calista Borgier, Jimmy Johnson, Ronnie Shirk, and Ed Osborne all going to round out your top 10 as the pace lights are off And we're going to get back to green flag racing here in just a moment as that iRacing pace car is going to go ahead and cook that hard left turn. No blinkers there as we are pulling up to the initial start zone, or excuse me, the restart zone. As there's those white lines, the green flag's back out. We're rolling here again at the Carolina Cookout 150, and Jason Collins off to a big start. He must have some traction compound on those tires, because man, that thing just gripped up and he took off. Like Harry Hogg said, we just did the special tires on there, and it looks like they did. That number 3 got off to a big start, and oh, whoa, caution is back out. We will see what that's for.
As you see the number 48 of Robert Richards, he's down on the bottom of the track, so we'll actually go back and see what happened to that number 48.
Oh, I heard Travis Twitty get a little bit of contact there. Oh.
Yeah, I do see the back bumper on his truck a little beaten and banged. Whoa, is he just thought that inside line was clear? Looks like he's going to go around off the front bumper of Wes Wiegand. We'll ride on board with him and see what actually happened. We'll back up just a little bit so that way we can see the stack up. Oh, there you go. That is the stack up. That's the reason that Travis Twitty got a little bit of damage. We're going to ride on board with him just to see what happened.
Not sure. That was a big stack up on that inside lane.
And then you're going to see
that was a big stack up on that inside lane, yeah, so.
Whoa. Just so close. Like, the 48 probably heard clear, but it wasn't exactly clear. So, 48 going around off the front end of Wes Wiegand. Go back on board here with Robert Richards just to see from his point of view.
Whoa, yeah, big stack up. I mean, they were almost 3 wide to come into the line there. That was just all out of sorts on that restart in the back of the field.
Whoa.
Ooh, big hit there. Oh, and it blew the motor. Unfortunate for Robert Richards. That is going to be probably night over for him.
As we are Alabama fans, but we don't care. You know, it sucks to see anybody go around. So it is a tough night there for that 48 Clemson truck of Robert Richards. But like I said, Alabama fan or not, you know, we're fans of this Bluegrass League, so it doesn't matter what you got on that truck. We're all fans.
Hey, you just had to bring it up, though, man.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, hey.
Them Alabama fans, man, always got to be bringing up that success.
Hey, but I mean, Clemson's had really good success, too, so, I mean, it goes both ways. But no, Robert, no ill words or anything, man. We're just picking at you.
It's that Clemson-Alabama fan beef, man. You know, we never had those rivalries until it seemed like we moved to South Carolina, and then Clemson just became a great team. And, hey, ever since then, and we haven't looked back. Been some great rivalries between those two teams. But, hey, speaking of rivalries, we've got a lot of trucks out here on the track. Jason Collins, not necessarily a rival to any of these guys, but, you know, when you're on that racetrack teammate, manufacturer teammate or not, you are not wanting any of those guys to get past you. So Jason Collins did pick up that stage victory. Excuse me, it's the only stage of the race. Picked up that stage victory at lap number 40 as we get to lap 48 here. Got rolling there at the line and went under caution again. Unusual turn of events here for the Bluegrass guys. You do not usually see that. That is something that just racing incident happened. You can't really get past it. A little bit of avoidable contact, but hey, it happened. Like you said, that 48 may have, it looks like that 11 machine of Josh Lockwood is back around. I know he just got back into the race. I saw it said he reconnected again, as it maybe just getting on the gas a little bit too early. That sent Josh Lockwood around. We'll have to see. Just pulled a Josh move. That's a typical Josh move.
Yeah, that does look like something you would pull there, Josh.
Man, I feel bad for Lockwood, man. He got I think he had packet loss and he dropped out of the race, so that was unfortunate. Yeah. I see where it says that he did drop out just a little bit ago due to incoming packet loss. So internet problems, man. That is unfortunate for Lockwood. A very solid driver out here. Was expected to see him move his way through the field, but unfortunate for him in that 28 that 11 machine, sitting back in 28th right now. And you just hate to see it for Lockwood, man.
Yeah, maybe he will get the lucky dog and be able to, because it does look like he is the only one off of the lead lap. So. Maybe if we have another caution, he could get the wave around and get that lap back. Because I don't think he went down. I don't think he went too many laps down.
It said he didn't pit since lap number 18, and then he showed back up, and it jumped to 40 when he jumped to the pits again when he spawned back in.
Okay.
So I don't know how many laps down he is exactly. Don't have my black box pulled up. And how do you look at how many laps down are in SDK?
No idea.
That is one thing I still have not figured out how to read on the live timing for SDK, man. It just confuses me sometimes trying to figure out that lap down percentage, but once we get that information on Josh Lockwood, we will let you know if we do get that information. But yeah, he is being shown a couple laps down. Is Robert Richards, who was in that wreck, still being shown in front of him? So I don't think it was just a lap.
He is 7 laps down.
Oh yeah, and he's got a 9-minute gap. So yeah, that is a big old gap. But, hey, 7 laps down, like you said. Just stay out there where everybody's putting, man. Hopefully get 7 more cautions for that that 11 of Josh Lockwood. You know, that's what he's thinking, but that's a far reachable thing here in the Bluegrass, guys. Surprised we even saw that caution right there to bring out the second caution and only the first caution of the race, actual incident caution. So,
all right, it looks like the caution lights are out, Josh. So it looks like we're about to go green.
And race control did just come over, tell the back of the field, tighten it up just a little bit. That stack up is maybe caused by just trucks hanging off that truck in front of them just a little bit too much. So yeah, they're going to clean it up in that back of the field this restart, and we should see some great green flag racing coming back here at lap number 50. We will be at 51 when the green flag drops and we hit the stripe.
Yeah, we have seen some incidents caused by trucks lagging back just a little bit. You know, nothing wrong. Not saying anything bad by it, but you know, sometimes that holding back just a little bit gives that truck a little bit more of a momentum push, and then everybody has to check up when everybody slows up, and you're going, you know, 110 miles an hour, you know, when the trucks in front of you are only going 65, 70 miles an hour, so you got to slow up a lot, and that creates a lot of stack up.
Indeed, it does, and should see a cleaner start here as those trucks are bunched up a lot more. A little bit of those trucks hanging off on the back. That shouldn't be too much of a problem as they are pulling to that restart zone. Looks like they are tightening up there in the back a lot more. Green flags back out. We're rolling here at the Carolina Cookout 150, and Jason Collins off to another big start as you see a little bit of a stack up back there. Clearly not as bad as the last time, as it seems like we are going to roll through turn number 1 and stay green this time. And look at that 28 of Adam Lancaster. I mean, he was painting that blue and white line out of turn number 1 and 2, and he is all over the back bumper of that 971 and Nate Maurer. It is interesting to see Adam Lancaster. Looks like he was very confident coming into Charlotte, and he's done his homework. That race truck up 17 positions from 19th. He's going to net himself in a P2, and that's going to open the door maybe for that 23 of Travis White as well.
Yeah, it looks like Nate Maurer is starting to fall off just a little bit. Maybe that rear end damage coming back to bite him in the butt, no pun intended. I know that's really not a pun, but, you know, hey, just got to throw it out there. It looks like he's going to fall back to at least a 4th place position. But look towards the back, Josh. Everybody's just still two-file racing. Side-by-side racing, excuse me. Whoa, look up here. Adam Lancaster making a move on Jason Collins.
This would be the move for the lead. Is that 28 to the inside? He is going to get a big run, but it looks like that number 3 of Jason Collins is going to come back at him on that exit. He is pinching on that quarter panel. They are too wide, side-by-side. This is some good racing here at Charlotte for the lead, as I don't know who led that lap. It looks like it was scored to Jason Collins by maybe just a little bit of a hair. Just so small of a little gap right there. It was so hard to tell up here from the booth. But that number 3 machine, he's hooked back up, but that 28's going to clear him on that outside lane, and it looks like he's coming back for the crossover.
Yeah, let's see if he takes it to the inside here. It looks like he's just going to fall back in line. But back behind him, as you see, Travis White and Nate Maurer, they are still fighting back there. So,
whoa, that's going to be a wreck.
As I said, it's commentator curse.
Doug Mills going around. And we have a wreck in the triangle. It's going to stack them up. The 53 of Jimmy Johnson around. Caution back out here at lap number 54. As you see that 87 of Billy Bowerman, Wes Wiegand, Christopher Blanchard. All these trucks still wrecking here in turn number 1. Started out of exit of 4, ended in turn number 1. That was a big, big wreck here at lap number 54 coming out of turn number 4.
I actually don't have a wreck timer, so we're gonna actually have to go back here and do this a little old school style.
It was the 971 of Nate Maurer, Chris, if you want to. That was who it started with. As there it is right there, that 23 of Travis White, that 971 of Nate Maurer. As look at that, oh, big old wreck through the grass, and we'll see how everybody else got. You see that 16, excuse me, of Joey Doucette, that 53 of Jimmy Johnson, as you see the rest of the field rolling through, and that is just a scary, scary place to be in. When you've got trucks spinning all over the track, it is a very, very awkward place to be rolling through there. As you see, everybody did kind of get through kind of cleanly. We'll see what happened to that 19 of Christopher Blanchard. See what got him involved in this as he just, slid up into that 87 of Billy Bowerman. And that's going to send both of those guys around going into turn number 1.
But it looks like they're at the end of it. They did get the truck situated and back straight.
Oh, so look at Wes Wiegand. That was a scary dodge from him. He was completely sideways.
Let's actually go back and see this. Look at that. That is your best Tokyo Drift impersonation going through the grass. Good hands on Billy. Whoa, Billy, that was a good save, man.
Yeah, not the position Billy probably wants to be in, but hey, got to give the credit where the credit is due. one heck of a save there, and that's showing him sawing on that wheel. That 87, not a lot of people would save that race truck right there, but hey, Billy Bowerman has the experience, has the know-how to get that thing back around, get it back straight, and saving a race truck in the grass while you're sliding sideways, that's no easy feat.
Actually going to go on board here with Billy, see what that looked like from his point of view. You see him go around here, whoa, just, whoo. That was Billy, that was one hell of a save, man. I cannot say that enough.
That's Chris. If you want to go back live here, it looks like we got Travis White, David Worthington, Wes Wiegand, Logan Russell, Nate Maurer, Billy Bowerman, Doug Neal, Jody Sett, Michael Simmons, and Brian Terry all down pit road this time. And about your top 11 stayed out. So we have 1st through 11th did not come down pit road. 12th on back, they did come to take 4 tires fuel and maybe a little bit of damage repair. You see that 87? He just had some scrapes down that right side, or excuse me, it was on the right side, yeah. The left side's not as bad. I was just a little bit misinformed with myself there. So that right side should still be beat up a little bit. It just looked clean, like a clean race truck the way we were getting that camera.
Yeah, as you see, Nate Maurer, Doug Neal, and Joey Doucette, they are still on pit lane. So probably Nate Maurer taking some pit repair there. You see the 83 of Chris LeBourgeois. I'm sorry if I say that wrong, Chris. I do apologize again. We forgot to get with you and get your name from you. So like Josh said, tonight, whenever you watch this, if you see us and we're saying it wrong, please don't feel bad about coming in and slapping us in the back of the head and saying, hey, man, you're saying it wrong still.
I just went back to the pronunciation website, LeBourgeois, man. That's what it's saying. That's what it's saying.
So, yeah, Chris.
And if I'm still wrong, we do apologize, 83. That is a hard feat to get tackled, man. When people saying your last name wrong, you just want to wring them by the neck. When I used to play high school football, man, you always knew they were about to call me out on the starting lineup because they would always pause, and then they would say, number 10, Josh, and they just, random name. And then you'd have to hear my family in the booth, it's Kiwis! Out in the crowd, I could hear them.
I will say, every time I used to go to the doctor, I'd hear my name called and they go Christopher, and then I'd be like, okay, I know that's me. If they pause in between, like while they're saying my name, I always knew it was me.
I always hear Mr. Josh. That's what I get called.
Or Mr. Chris. I got called Mr. Chris a lot too.
So we understand, man. Tough names to call out. Those are some names some of those names out there, man, that you see people will tongue twist and beat them up and just give them all the torture they can before they get it right. But hopefully we are getting that name right now, Chris. And again, we do apologize for that name being thrown all over the place in these past couple weeks.
As he is a 3-time Truck Series driver, so this is his 3rd season with the Bluegrass guys. Didn't know that because I think he had said that he had missed a couple of races in the beginning of the season. So he is actually back and racing in this truck league. So it is good to have him back here in the Bluegrass Truck Series. But Jason Collins still out front, Josh. He is still maintaining that lead. So it definitely looks like Jason Collins has the track figured out and he is comfortable.
Yeah, you are correct, Chris. Chris LeBourgeois is one of our 3-time Truck Series drivers. Like you did say, you are correct. He did miss the first couple of races due to some just some real life things. I'm not sure really what did happen. He just told us, hey, just had to miss a couple of races. And that was when he told us, yeah, my last name is being pronounced wrong. We'll figure that out. And hey, hopefully we have figured it out. So, and you are correct, Chris. 3-time Truck Series driver in this Bluegrass Series. You know, he's got a lot of experience around all these racetracks with probably a lot of these racers out there. You know, I would much rather have that 3-time man out there than have somebody that's a rookie. Not saying anything about any of the drivers out here, but it's just that confidence factor. When you've got somebody you're really, really comfortable racing around, and you got somebody that you're not too comfortable with, it can make you have a little bit of a panic factor, as we like to call it in racing, that pucker factor. You get a little bit scared going around these turns, and you got some guys hanging on your quarter panel that you're not too sure how they race. But everybody in this league does a fantastic job. Rookie, veteran, it doesn't matter. All these guys out here showing some speed, and we got a lot of race trucks up there in that top 10 that are looking good tonight and showing that speed that we really haven't seen from a lot of them. And it's great to see that top 10 with all sorts of name up there. We got Michael Brizin, Jason Bridges, Ed Osborne, Ronnie Shirk, Trent Cameron, Chris LeBourgeois. I must just said it again. Chris LeBourgeois in that 2nd position. So a lot of names up there that hasn't been running up in the front all season. And Jason Collins, man, he has these restarts figured out. He must have practiced those all week because he is off to another great start here.
Yeah, as the leader does set the pace, but you are correct, Josh. He hung on that throttle just a little bit right before he got it into that line, and he just took off. excuse me, I misspoke. I was just saying that he got on the gas whenever he hit the white lines. I'm sorry. It sounded like I was saying he went early. That's not what I was saying. I do apologize. I twisted my words up when I said it.
Yeah, he's just got that restart zone figured out, knows when that green is going to come out. And you see that 36 of Trent Cameron, he's promoted himself up in a second class. Ronnie Shirt, as you see, Chris Borgia, he's falling back from that second to that fourth position. Still up non-spots, though, doing a good job. Right behind him is that 34 of Jason Bridges, up 17 spots in that Ford F-150. That number 34 showed speed right now, as he did get up there off a little bit of pit strategy, as you know, Nate Maurer and company did come down from that 11th position on back, all came to pit road, so it is going to be interesting to see if we have a couple of drivers start to make their way through the field on those fresh Goodyear Eagles, or if we're going to have a little bit of a stagnant run here. It's kind of hard to pass 10, 15 trucks, even on fresh tires.
Yeah, as we see the field just kind of single filing out, they're probably just trying to get the truck underneath them and get going, because, you know, we've seen a lot of different drivers up here towards the front. Like you said, you know, Trent Cameron, he's up 14 positions. Ronnie Shirt up 11 positions. Chris LeBourgeois, he's up 9 positions. Jason Bridges up 17. Adam Lancaster up 17. So a lot of drivers that weren't up here in the front at the beginning of the race, they're up here now.
Indeed, they are up here. They're hanging up here, and it looks like Ronnie Shirt set the fastest lap that fast time, or the last time. Now that was not this last lap, excuse me. As it was just showing green. I didn't realize he hit the line, hadn't hit the line yet. So we do have some fast laps being set out there of that lap. So good speed coming from that 5th position on back. As you see, it looks like that was that 17. Sorry, excuse me, wrong number.
Whoa, you see the 51
right
get
now.
down on the apron. That's going to slow him up a little bit. We know it's dangerous to get down there on that apron. It can tighten you up and sling you towards the wall.
Indeed, it can. Yeah, that's the one spot you don't want to be, hitting that apron and going at that wall. If you're in that truck on that outside lane, that is also a scary feeling. You have to find a way to get either around that truck, behind that truck. And you see that 971 and Nate Maurer, he is just now diving down as he is a lap down. That 971, one of your leaders early. Yeah, it sounds like Nathan is staying on the apron. Not sure what's happened to Maurer here in this last couple laps, but he is being scored as the 3rd car a lap down.
Yeah, if we would have missed it, we do apologize about that. It does look like he is 7 laps down, Josh. Josh Lockwood got his 1 lap back, so he is up 6 laps. But now there's a couple of cars in front of him. So CJ Mason is actually the last on the, or the first one off of the lead lap. So he will get the lucky dog unless Josh Lockwood can get around him.
Look at this, Chris. That pack behind Jason Collins starting to come back and with a vengeance. That 36, 51, 28, 83 machine. They are 2x2, now settling back into single file. You got that 28 and the 83 too wide as they're going to go single file here. And they are starting to catch Jason Collins. That 28 starting to catch that 51. And while these drivers are getting packed up, while we've got some good loud racing going on beside these trucks 2x2 all through the field, we're going to go ahead and turn it up to, or go to a Sim Racing Media, turn it up to get those full screens out, get that volume cranked up, and enjoy these sights and sounds from the Carolina Cookout 150 by Bluegrass Racing. This is going to be a Sim Racing Media, turn it up. hope you enjoyed those beautiful sights, those beautiful sounds of the iRacing platform. We just know how much work the iRacing guys put to bring the immersion to you. Trust me, it's there. When you're in that race truck, you can hear all the sounds. Whoa, big run out of turn number 4 for Crystal Bourgeois, as he is going to be all over the back bumper of that 34 of Jason Bridges in that Buc-ee's Ford F-150. I love Buc-ee's, man. That is always one of my favorite logos. I've never been to one. They built one in Alabama as soon as we moved, so that stinks. But I always wanted to go to a Buc-ee's, man. All my friends from Texas tell me that's just like a supermarket inside the gas station. 100+ pumps. I'm over here throwing a Buc-ee's ad for you, but man, I love those places. I've always wanted to go to one. I love gas stations for some reason.
Yeah, that truck looks really good. I love that color scheme, black, red, and white.
Oh, Trent Cameron going down pit road. That's why everybody just checked up right there. Josh Lockwood coming down pit road as well, as you see Jason Collins. Got a little bit of a gap now between Adam Lancaster, that 28 machine, showing some speed. Maybe Jason Collins just trying to hold on to that equipment, as we know those tires are starting to reach their limit. But Adam Lancaster, I forgot, did come down pit road at lap number 55. So, Chris, it's those fresh tires. He is running away right now.
Yeah, that does look like that is the case, as Jason Collins is starting to fall off just a little bit. He's almost got a 1.5-second gap between him and Adam Lancaster. So he's probably regretting not getting those tires, but hey, you know, we'll have an opportunity here. We've got 27 laps, to go. So we are almost done with this. So we should see one more pit stop. As it looks like Chris Bourgeois and Ed Osborne are going down pit lane. So that's going to let Travis Twitty and Wes Wiegand, Jimmy Johnson move up a couple of positions. Travis Twitty up 10 positions right now. So like we were saying earlier, Josh, he said he just wanted to sit back here and cruise and have fun. And it looks like it's working out for him. He has moved up into that 13th position, up 10 spots from his original starting position. So it is good to see Travis Twitty actually make it through a couple of laps and not get taken out in the 3rd or 4th lap.
Indeed, Travis just been a victim of unfortunate circumstances. A lot of these race trucks that you're seeing in the back of the field, all through the field tonight actually, have just been called up. We know Dover last week was just a slaughterhouse there at the start. And then once everybody gathered it back up, it turned into be a great race for the rest of the race. We had, like I said, 4 cautions before lap number 15 last week at Dover. But hey, at Charlotte this week, they are showing that they are threw that out the window, head down, digging. We are seeing some great racing here tonight. And it looks like Jason Collins is still not going to come down pit road. He's going to decide to stay out. Maybe trying to match as close as he can to those leaders on those fresher tires. And so he's going to probably just sit here and hang it out there as long as he can. Just hold on to that.
Yeah, as it looks like Jason Bridges is coming down pit lane. I clicked on Jason's name and said the wrong Jason. So Jason Collins, it looks like he's starting to fall off really bad, Josh. Look at Adam Lancaster. He's got a 4-second gap on Jason Collins now. But Jeremiah Hobbs.
Here he goes.
And Jeremiah Hobbs is right behind him. So, yeah, you just heard Jason Collins going to go pull down pit lane now. But Jeremiah Hobbs is going to assume that 2nd place position.
And that number 10 looking like he is in a good little spot here tonight. He's got about a 10-lap advantage, 13-lap advantage on those guys that pitted on lap number 42 like Jason Collins. And it looks like everybody up in your top 10 right now pitted lap 55, lap 56 was their last pit stop time. So we got a lot of different pit strategies now starting to cook up here as we got 24 to go.
Yeah, you see Adam Lancaster starting to pull away from Jeremiah Hobbs. He's got a 5-second gap on him. Daniel Worthington's about a second back from Jeremiah Hobbs. And then you got Logan Russell right on the back bumper of him. So they are trying their best to catch up there with those front two. You got Will Weber. He's about a 1.5 seconds back from Logan Russell. And then you got the closest behind him, which would be the 23 of Travis White on that outside line in that yellow-black Chevy Silverado. He is going to be your 6th place position. Scott Madden is going to be in 7th. He's going to be about 1/10 of a second right as you saw him pass Travis White get around him. You got Brian Terry in 8th, Christopher Blanchard in 9th, with Travis Twitty rounding out your top 10.
And I like to say it. I like to say this, Chris. Everybody is giving them those virtual wave offs. Adam Lancaster, Jeremiah Hobbs, Will Weber came down pit road this time. Doug Neal is in pit road right now, but you see it starting to get those green flag pit stops waves through and done as we are coming up to lap number 80. It is going to be 21 laps to go this next time by. And man, this is the pit strategy that is going to make or break your race. You got to get on pit road, make up every 10th you can, every little second. And it sounds like Travis Twitty now waving that hand. He is going to come down pit road. Look at Jason Collins, one of those tire trucks. Oh, and he's not going to be able to get down pit road. That was very hard.
He's going to overshoot it. He's going to overshoot it. Oh, no.
He got it slowed down. Just a little bit of contact from Twitty, but man, that's unfortunate. He called out he was coming to pit road and just was not able to make it in. He had cars coming on his inside, cars coming on his outside. That was very hard for that 29 of Travis Twitty. But hey, he still got it locked up in time. A little bit of front right damage, but he was able to get it down pit road and not pick up that speeding penalty.
That is unfortunate for the 29. Travis Twitty talking so good about him, and then we're going to commentator curse him. Sorry about that, buddy. But it looks like Travis White, Scott Madden are also coming down pit lane. Logan Russell going to wave that virtual hand and come down too. So Daniel Worthington, Brian Terry, and Wes Wiegand are going to stay out at least one more time. As you see the 51 there getting around to get that lap back of Ronnie Shirk. He's going to get that lap back from Daniel Worthington. So see how long. It looks like Brian Terry's or Daniel Worthington's actually going to come down pit lane.
Yes, he is slowing down.
Let's see if Brian Terry also takes that virtual hand.
Yes, Brian Terry looks like he is going to come down as well. Nope, he is going to stay out. He got a big slowdown into turn number 3 and 4. It looked like he was slowing down the same as what it looks like when. Oh, and that's going to be a big problem. 3 wide down the front straightaway. Jeremiah Hobbs, Clifton Bourgeois on the outside, and they make contact.
Door
they're
banging,
still
door banging,
but as they go into turn number 1 and 2, they're going to gather it back up, and we are racing here at Charlotte now.
Yeah, it does good on that 83 to keep that truck straight. That 13 just had nowhere to go. You saw all that passing and everything going around. That's probably one of those things where you're just like, oh, God, what do I do? What do I do? And, whoa, as you see him trying to get down pit lane, but you're going to see him get cut off there, so that he's going to get it slowed down and get into pit lane. So that's going to get Ronnie Shirk out in that front position whenever he comes around on this last lap. On his next lap, sorry, excuse me.
Ronnie Shirk out in the lead, man. He pitted on lap number 69, a little bit behind on that pit strategy with tires. We'll see if he's able to hang it out there. I say that, though, and look at Adam Lancaster just driving by, using that lap car, that 77 to Doug Noah as a pick, and he is taking it textbook to that number 51 of Ronnie Shirk. He just made a great pass. Adam Lancaster here looks like the truck to beat with, 17 to go. I sounded so good right there. Got to mess it up. Always got to have my little stroke in the middle of talking.
Yeah, as you see the 28 there go around the 51 of Ronnie Shirk. He just had the better tires. You know, it's almost 10-lap-old tires on that 51 truck compared to the 28. So that just shows you that if you got some fresh tires on the truck, you can make a pass.
And yes, Chris, look back in that podium position for that third place position. It's going to be Jason and Jason Bridges Collins who will come out in that podium spot. And will Jason be able to pick up some ground here with 17 to go? Try to net himself back into that win as he's 3.5 off of Adam Lancaster, about 1 off of Ronnie Shirk. As you see Jason Bridges, Jason Collins still battling for that final podium position. We'll see who comes out on top and picks up that third place, and if Jason Collins is able to work his way back up. But with 16 to go here, it is not looking too great for Jason Collins. But, you know, he's hoping for that late race caution to stack things back up, bring that entertainment factor back into it, and hopefully bring himself back into this race.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle of the Jasons. So you can say a battle of Jace-trition. I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. But you see that battle going on between Jason Bridges and Jason Collins. That's going to be your battle for third. But like you were saying, Josh, Ronnie Shirk, he's got a couple lap older tires than those two behind him, so that might play a factor in. And Adam Lancaster, he's just leaving everybody. He's got a 2.5, almost 3 second gap on Ronnie Shirk, and then Jason Bridges is 3.5 seconds behind him. As it looks like Ronnie Shirk's just starting to fall off really bad.
Yeah, he does have about 6-7 lap older tires than Jason Bridges, Jason Collins behind him. So that tire advantage starting to sneak up. And oh, look at Jason Collins making the move. He's going to the inside of Jason Bridges. And they are going to be 2 wide coming out of turn number 4. And there's going to be no room there as they are still squeezing each other off. Not too much of a squeeze right there coming out of 4 as I thought it was going to be. But Jason Collins going to promote himself into that third place position. He's running up now on Ronnie Shirk. He wants to get up there and keep running, get the best finish he can.
I do apologize. I have been muted. I was sitting there just talking. It looks like Jason Collins is going to assume that second place position. You see Ronnie Shirk just take that high outside line, and then Jason Bridges is going to fall in behind him. But like we were saying, Adam Lancaster, he has got almost a 4.6 second lead on Jason Collins, so he is starting to just run away.
Yeah. Is Adam Lancaster, man, he's almost got a 5-second gap up there. 5-second gap on that 34 Jason Bridges. And look at Jason Collins, Chris. 1 lap fresher tires, but it looks like those tires have about 10 laps fresher. That 3 is starting to pull away, baby.
Yeah, we heard, we have heard that these guys do practice a lot. I've seen that they practice a lot, so this is something that you are to expect from these Bluegrass guys. Looks like Doug Neal and Nate Maurer actually coming down pit lane as well. Eric Gaskin's coming into pit lane. So it's going to be the last pit stops for those guys. As it looks like Jason Collins is just starting to pull away from that 34 Jason Bridges, Josh.
Yeah, but speaking of that, Adam Lancaster still doing his best Jason Collins impersonation. He's almost up 5 seconds on that number 3 machine. As he's pulling away from third spot, Adam Lancaster's just taking that lead, and he is running away with it.
Yeah, as you see, Ronnie Shirk starting to fall back a little bit. He has got a 1.5, almost 1.6 second gap between him and that third place position. So you see how bad those tires have fallen off. Even if they are 4 or 5 laps, they were 6 laps newer than Jason Collins, or older than Jason Collins and Jason Bridges. So you see that lap difference on those tires. You see them going way up to the wall, just getting really tight there.
And if you go back to that 5th position, it's Mr. Consistent, Jeremiah Hobbs in that number 10. He is like the Mark Martin of this league. Has not picked up a win this season. Has been leading the points, though, all season. A lot of top 5s, a lot of top 10s. He's almost won one. But Jeremiah Hobbs, he is still trying to get that bid. And it looks like he's going to move up another position, Chris, as they are catching that 51 of Ronnie Shirk. Almost a little bit of contact there. But they are going to blow by him like he is sitting still.
Yeah, as you see him leaning on that that left quarter panel, that's going to slow the 51 down just a little bit. That's going to allow the 24 to make that move on him as well. So Will Weber's going to move himself up into 5th position, but Jeremiah Hobbs is up in the 4th position. Looks like Ronnie Shirk's actually coming down pit lane now. So he has had enough of those old tires and said, you know what, I'm just going to go down and enjoy the rest of this race.
We're going to have to see action. Maybe some of these guys might have to come down pit road. I wouldn't expect them to, as it would be about 22 laps until they would be done, or 22 laps of fuel they would about use roughly around that about 22, 25. So not sure if they'll make it on fuel. I'm assuming they would have, because I would have guessed they had already came down pit road by now with 8 to go. So does look like that is going to be your last pit stops for a couple of these drivers. And Adam Lancaster now 6 4/10 out in front of Jason Collins, who was just dominating this race in the early stages. Speaking about sitting back and just hanging out and then taking his way through the field like Travis Tweedy did, Adam Lancaster took that book and he rewrote it for himself. He is up 18 spots from 19th, sitting in that first position in that number 28 Chevy Silverado, and he has almost a 7-second gap plus on that number 3 of Jason Collins in that second spot.
Yeah, but like you were saying, Josh, looks like Adam Lancaster has just got it figured out, and he's just pulling away from everybody.
As they're rolling it out of turn number 2 there, that number 3 of Jason Collins. You see that number 71, that is Michael Brisbane behind him, sitting in 22nd spot, so he is not racing that 71 for position. Be interesting to see if he just waves that 71 around, because he is on 11 lap fresher tires. Look at Jason Bridges now, falling back still. Is he pitting? Nope. I was about to say, it looked like he was about to get ready to come down pit road. Wasn't expecting him to, but it looks like he was just riding that yellow line coming out. You got your 4th place up, Jeremiah Hobbs, a 2.5 back from that 3rd place position. He can still get it done here with 5 laps, maybe get himself that last podium spot. But look behind him, it's that number 2 of Logan Russell in that number 2 Ford F-150. Behind him, it's going to be that 24 of Will Weber, who early adversity fell all the way back to his low of 18th, 19th position, worked his way back up into the top 10, currently sitting 6th in his original qualifying spot. Right behind him is going to be that 118, or not right behind, about 2 seconds back, is going to be that 113 of Daniel Worthington, who's sitting in 7th place, up 18 spots. Travis White's going to be in that 8th spot, with Chris Bourgeois in that 9th spot, and sitting back 6 positions from his original qualifying spot in 10th is Billy Bowerman. With all that damage, still, good little run here for him to be able to pick it back up into the top 10, but he's got that 22 Scott Madden starting to breathe on his neck.
Yeah,
as we go back up on board with our leader, Chris, Adam Lancaster, as he is hanging it out in front of that 20, that's Eric Gaskins, and that number 13 of Brian Terry. Those are 2 drivers currently scored lap down, not racing them for position on fresher tires. And these guys right here, we'll see if they do just let them go by. As you see Jason Collins now 7.5 8/10 back from Adam Lancaster. So it's looking like Adam Lancaster is going to run away with it here as we are 4 to go. But we're not going to go ahead and knock on wood yet, because you never know. We could get that late race caution that throws that big old curveball in the mix.
Yeah, as you see, just pretty much single file racing from everybody. Not really much going on. Everybody's just trying to survive the race. As you know, we've only had 4 cautions. 1 being the competition caution, so 3 technically. But we've only had 3 cautions, which, it's something that we expect from the Bluegrass guys, with 3 laps to go.
And if you want to go back up on board, Chris, with Adam Lancaster, we do have 3 laps until we get it done. Lap number 98. As you are riding on board with your leader, Adam Lancaster looking to pick up that win here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And if I am not wrong, I want to say that would be Adam Lancaster's. Yes, it would. First win of the season if he's able to get it done here at Charlotte. And that would be a big momentum swing as we got 2 to go. He's got the white flag next time by.
Yeah, and if you're any of these drivers that are trying to get up here towards the front, you're
Oh,
like,
Chris, look at Jeremiah Hobbs. He did catch that 34 Jason Bridges. I just noticed it. And he is making the pass for that final podium position, getting it done at the last second. We'll see how hard that 34 is going to fight this 10.
It looks like the 10 is going to pull past the 34, but let's see if we see a crossover down the backstretch.
He's not going to have the momentum. That 34 just doesn't got the runoff. That 10's going to block it, making that truck just an extra lane wider. That 34 is going to have to be there and make that move on this last lap. But you go back up board, Adam Lancaster taking the white flag, running into turn number 1 and 2. We're going to follow him on board, and we'll go back to that 3rd place battle here right after he crosses the line, because we are separated by about 11 seconds on those guys. So we'll get to see a little bit of that battle fold out, but we're going to go ahead and ride on board with your leader as he is rolling it down the back straightaway. Behind that number 16 of Joey Doucette, just hanging on. You know he is not pushing. He is going to pull it through turn 3, coming out of turn 4 and coming to that tri-oval. The checkered flag is waving here at the Carolina Cookout 150, and it's going to be Adam Lancaster taking his first victory in the Bluegrass Truck Series. And you're going to see Jason Collins coming across the line. Your original pole sitter dominated the early stages. He's going to be taking second. And if you go back, number 10 of Jeremiah Hobbs. Oh no, where did that it looks like Jason Bridges maybe wrecked, Chris. He went down pit road, or could have ran out of gas, not sure. But it looks like it is going to be Jeremiah Hobbs picking up that 3rd and final podium position on a spirited run there at the end. And we said with about 6 to go, if he's going to have to get it done, it's going to have to be done in these last 5s. And if Jeremiah Hobbs didn't get on that wheel and start stalling, he is going to pick up that final podium position as you ride on board with the cooldown lap of Adam Lancaster as he is pulling it up to the front straightaway. And like I say every week, my favorite moment in stock car racing is the burnouts, man. You don't really see this anywhere unless they're winning championships. And every week when you get a victory, those guys are getting out there and spinning some tires. Favorite part of the race right here, that burnout, is you're going to see Adam Lancaster pulling up and getting it done. And Chris, this is our 9th different winner this season with Adam Lancaster, able to pick up his first win in that Jegs number 28 Chevy Silverado. You know that burnout means a lot to him right now as you're riding on board and watching that 28 get it down and dirty down there on that Charlotte Motor Speedway apron. We are going to go ahead and run through your unofficial results here as Adam Lancaster is going to pick up that win tonight here as you see him getting down and dirty on that front straightaway. Jason Collins, your original dominator of this race, won the stage break. He is going to finish in that 2nd place. Jeremiah Hobbs, Mr. Consistent as we call him, he is going to get another top 5 finish and finish on that last step on the podium. He is going to get P3 here tonight with a spirited run there in those last couple laps. Logan Russell on that number 2 machine, he is going to be up 11 spots from his original qualifying spot, finishing 4th place. Daniel Worthington, another big mover, came from 25th. He is going to go into that 5th place spot in that 113 Ford F-150. He's going to round out your top 5. It's going to be Will Weber, Travis White in that 6th and 7th position with Scott Madden in 8th. Billy Bowerman, after some early contact, able to pick it back up. Lost a couple of positions there at the end, but still able to get a good 9th place finish and finish in that top 10. Good run for Billy Bowerman, even after that early race adversity. Christopher Blanchard, he is going to be in that 10th place spot in that 19 Mean Machine with Wes Wiegand, your original 2nd place sitter, 3rd place sitter. He is going to be in that 11th place spot. Travis Twitty is going to be in that 13th spot with Jimmy Johnson in 14th, Brian Terry in 15th. Trent Cameron Brian Terry in 14th, Trent Cameron in 15th, Crystal Bourgeois in 16th with Ronnie Shirk 17th. Eric Gaskins is going to be finishing 18th tonight with 19th going to Ed Osborne, 20th to Joey Doucette, 21st to Jason Bridges, 22nd to Michael Brizzen, 23rd to CJ Mason, 24th to Michael Simmons, 25th is going to go to Nate Maurer, 26th is going to go to Josh Lockwood, 27th Doug Mill, and Robert Richards, after blown motors early in the race, he is going to round out your field in that 28th position. And Chris, these guys here in Bluegrass, they are always ready for their interviews, as it looks like we are still waiting for a couple of their drivers to get over. Okay, and Chris said we are going to go on board with something right quick, as it doesn't look like everybody is currently ready for the interviews, but that is fine. We'll give them a second to cool down, as we know a lot of people want to get up, use the restroom, get some water. It is definitely tough after running 100 laps, as we'll see what Chris. Well, what are you trying to see here?
Yeah, so it looks like the 34 just ran down pit lane there at the end of it. I saw where he had started getting passed by everybody. So I was just trying to see what had actually happened there, but it doesn't look like my cameras are doing the right thing here.
All right, and we do have Jason Collins, Adam Lancaster ready. I do see Hobbs in the Discord as he just moved up there into the staging area. So go ahead and have a word with your top three here. We're going to bring in Jeremiah Hobbs. Jeremiah Hobbs, Chris, and Josh in the Sim Racing Media booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep, I got you.
Man, Mr. Consistent you are. I keep calling you Mark Martin week in and week out. You haven't got to pick up that victory yet, but man, you are putting on the speed. That was a spirited run right there for that final podium position. A couple seconds down with about 10 to go. And then out of nowhere, I look back at the timer with 2 to go, and you're door to door there with that 54, I want to say. I can't remember exactly which truck it was. Excuse me if I can't remember. But either way, you were coming up through and running a great race there at the end. Picking up that final podium position. How does it feel getting that third place spot here tonight at Charlotte?
2 spots away where I wanted to be. I mean, all season, it's just been up and down. And I mean, I'm the points leader. Can't complain, of course. I've been starting to work with Will Weber, who's second in points, coincidentally, and he's been helping me a lot. And I'm gonna have to give him like 99% of creds for that race, because when we had that last caution, he told me, he's like, "Hey, we just gotta pit. If we pit now, it's a 1 stop. If there's a caution with 10 to go, we got a set of tires." And I was like, "All right," I did it, and I gained over almost 20 spots from that strategy. And man, that was just such a great race. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm 2 spots away where I want to be, but now I think we're basically locked in. So I'm looking forward to round 1 of the playoffs. That's my main goal from now on.
Indeed, man. Hey, get that monkey off your back. You got into the playoffs, like you said. You're the points leader all season, showing amazing speed. Every week I sit there and think, man, gonna see Jeremiah Hobbs pick up that first win tonight. And like you said, just a little bit of adversity, running, dominating, some pit strategies that don't go the way you want them to. Either way, still a great run tonight from you, Jeremiah. And like I said, you're the Mark Martin of this league, man. You're out there just running it hard, getting those top 5s, top 10s, and you are Mr. Consistent tonight again as you pick up that final podium spot. Well, again, man, congratulations. And do you got any final thoughts, any final words before we let you go tonight?
Last thing I want to say is, of course, Hobbs Racing Company we got here. I'd like to thank Weber Graphics, because, man, his whole schemes, I didn't run it tonight, but I will. Mayo Designs, that was the scheme I ran tonight, which will be incorporated with tomorrow night's race, because I'll be doing double duty for the Cup race. And just the whole league, I mean, sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes it's amazing. It's just having the adversity of to just stay focused is nothing like I had before. And of course, you guys up here in the booth is just, it makes this league go the whole next level. And I just appreciate all the work that goes into this, from the booth, from the owners of the league, and hell, even my pit crew. So I appreciate everything, and won't be here next week, but I'll see y'all at Nashville Fairgrounds.
Oh, yes, sir. No, a lot of people are excited for Nashville Fairgrounds. So, hey, thank you for the kind words, Jeremiah. And again, congratulations, man. And we'll be seeing you tomorrow in that Cup duty. Hopefully that.
Yep. See you tomorrow night, boys. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Hey, again, you too, man. Have a good night. And you. Okay, so yeah, it sounds like that 34 of Jason Bridges did run out of fuel. That's why he had to come down pit road before we grabbed Jason Collins. But okay, now that you heard that about Bridges, we're going to go ahead and grab Jason Collins, get a word with him. Jason, this is Chris and Josh in the Sim Racing Media booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Hey, man, not the position you probably wanted tonight. You were dominating early in the stages, man. Looked like you had the truck to beat, but that 28 with Adam Lancaster, we don't know where he came from there at the end, but that was just, he was on a mission. Either way, you still did finish second in that podium spot. So, I mean, it's still a win-win situation, probably not all what you wanted. How are you feeling after that second place run, and what really came into fruition that really made you fall off there towards the end?
So Adam went in. I started to go in at the same time Adam did, and then I changed my mind at the last second and cut off back onto the track or whatever. And ultimately, that was I was saving a set of tires, what I was doing for in case there was a late race caution. Ended up not coming to fruition. But so whenever I was trying to stretch it, I knew I had to make a certain lap number to make it to the end on fuel. And I let it run out pretty much going down the pits. I had like 0.2 or 0.3 left. I was
getting ready to start sputtering, and I took it real easy and kind of let him get away from me a little bit, which on the opposite end made me go a lap down. So when I went a lap down, I had to. He had the advantage at that point because all he had to do was pit a lap after me, and he had fresher tires and fuel to make it too, because he knew he had to make it to a certain lap number as well. So when I went in at that lap, that allowed him to use his strategy of pitting earlier and having enough fuel and tires. If we would have got a late caution, it would have been a different ball game. But that's why you play the strategy game and try different things. And any other time we're running, we don't, we have a late caution, short tracks, mile and a half. We don't usually ever have one, and I don't know why I was so worried about there being one, but I wanted to keep it set in the bank just in case. So that's ultimately what it was. Just trying something different. You live and you learn. So obviously I wanted those playoff bonus points going into the playoffs, but I got one from the stage win, and I'll take that. So Adam, he's a fast guy. He came down from the Cup Series to run this one off with us. So congratulations to him. He did a fantastic job out there. Me and him were just talking. He said he had to figure out something to negate my speed on old tires, and he did just that. Man, he was able to keep his tires fresh after I had to pit that last time. He pitted, like I said, a lap after me, and it allowed him to really just do whatever he wanted. I had to come through lap traffic and from a lap down and all that stuff. But I'm not upset. It was a fun race. I had a good time. I led, I don't even know how many laps, like a lot, I'm sure. It felt like a lot. So can't win them all. Just take what we learned tonight and apply that, to other situations. But definitely big congrats to Adam for getting the win. Thanks to Noggle for the spotting and crew chief work. Thanks to Gary for doing race control, and we had a step in tonight. Casey Barlow, he helped us out tonight with race control. Appreciate Gary and Casey both. Those guys always step up each week to allow me to do this, so that I don't have to run race control for the Cup and the Truck Series. But yeah, that's about it, man.
All right. Well, hey, Jason, still, man, you had a good run there at the end against Bridges. That was a good little battle to get yourself back up into that second spot. And like you said, we live and we learn. It's just taking that experience. When you come back next time, I'm pretty sure you're going to be just 10 times faster. That's always how it seems to go. But hey, again, Jason, congratulations tonight, man. And hopefully we can see you get it done at North Wilkesboro next week. We know that's going to be a fun one.
Oh, yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. Definitely looking forward to it. Short tracks are kind of hit or miss. I love them. Like, I absolutely love them. Probably my favorite thing to run. But you always have that one off that you could get in an accident like Dover last week. That was totally unexpected. Messed up qualifying and ended up getting in a bad spot where I didn't need to be and getting taken out on lap 7. So,
hey, well, a good bounce back from you, Jason. And again, congratulations on that podium spot tonight, buddy. And hey, hopefully we'll see you carry that momentum into North Wilkesboro next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Jason. Have a good night, bud. Sorry about that. I might have pushed my mic back a little bit. Sorry if I was a little quiet. And all right, we're going to go ahead and have a word with your winner, Adam Lancaster. Well, sorry, Adam. Didn't mean to move you in the middle of you talking, buddy. But hey, this is Chris and Josh in the Sim Racing Media booth. And you are the winner of the Carolina Cookout 150, man. And you just came out of nowhere there at the end. Blew by a lot of people. Looked like you were on just the right strategy at the right time. And one heck of a racer. An 8-second gap there at the end, Adam. And I just got to hear what you got to say, man, because that was an awesome run for you. How you feeling after picking up that victory tonight?
Yeah, it was a good run. I was telling Jason, I really didn't know how much I had for him heads up, and really was trying to avoid a scenario where I had to race with him heads up hard, because those guys are running for points and all like that. So the fuel window opened up on that caution. I believe it was like lap 54, 55 that the fuel window for me opened up, and I feel like I had some good fortune there that those guys stayed out, and those new tires really were working good, and we were able to make some passes, get some clean air, and that clean air is king. You get out front, and the front end keeps turning, and we just pulled away. I'll tell you, Jason really surprised me. I didn't think that he was going to be able to make it to the fuel window to make it on only one stop. So, he did a great job saving fuel. But when it all cycled out, we had a good sized lead. We were able to take care of it and just take it to the end.
Indeed, Adam, you looked like a man on a mission out there. That race truck was on rails, and you had that hot rod rolling. You hauled the mail today out there. Qualified in 19th, came all the way up into that first spot. Took the win here tonight, your first win of the truck season. If I'm not aware, I think Jason said this was a one-off for you. So I knew we do see you in the Cup Series, and you're going to take that momentum in tomorrow night, and hopefully we can see you get it done here at the Cup Series race tomorrow, and take all that experience where you can get it. It was a good run for you tonight, and we're expecting to see some big things from you now in that Cup Series.
Yeah, I hope it's some good omens there. The trucks and the Cup cars drive a good amount different, but we could use a good run in the Cup Series, and things have been a little mediocre at the beginning of the season. We're starting to get some momentum on that side, so this definitely helps. But I just appreciate Jason and all the Bluegrass Truck Series guys for letting me come run with them and mix it up and have some fun.
Hey, you are ninth different winner of the season, second one-off Truck Series visitor winner. So it looks like y'all's Cup guys, when y'all come down here in these trucks, y'all are definitely showing that speed, showing that experience, and way to get it done here tonight, Adam. And man, if you got any final thoughts, any final words before we let you go, you can go ahead and throw them out there.
Yeah, just big thanks to Jason and everybody with Bluegrass iRacing Series for putting the series on Truck and Cup, and thank you guys at SRM for great broadcast, and all my teammates on the Cup side that helped me out, and I don't get a chance. I didn't have a chance to get the old truck painted up with my Cup sponsors, but Rims One, Ghostface Brewing, Alex Huffman Designs, and Lancaster Transmissions for all that they do for our racing efforts.
Well, hey, man, you got it done here tonight at Charlotte. Expecting to see you get a good little run tonight, tomorrow into the Cup Series after showing a great race here tonight. And we're going to be rooting for you tomorrow in the Cup Series, and hopefully you can get it done there again tonight. Like you said, you were dying for that run, and hopefully it comes to you as you had a good night here tonight. But go ahead, celebrate, man. This was a great run from you, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow in the Cup Series. And again, good night and congratulations, buddy, on winning the Carolina Cookout 150.
Hey, thanks, guys. I sure appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Adam. Have a good night, man.
All right, see you.
And that was Adam Lancaster, your winner, and you heard it from him, as it was just a tough race out there. A lot of guys saving fuel when he wasn't expecting it. Some all strategies all over the place. It was just a great race, and that is what you love to see out here on the track. It's one thing seeing two wide race, and it's a whole nother when you got the strategies and all that mixed in. It just makes for a entertaining time. You're expecting one person to lead, then you're expecting another. It's just all over the place sometimes with these guys' pit strategies, and they've got some good brains out there on these race trucks. They got some good guys telling them some good information, because it shows you got a lot of guys tonight that moved through the field in spots that we weren't expecting to be in, and it was a good race. Well, Chris, you got any final words though before we hop out of here tonight?
Yeah, I got a little bit of word from Maurer. He said Simbox Motorsports is turning into Team Penske, so it will not be Simbox Motorsports. It'll be Team Penske moving forward. But getting that little bit of a shout out there from Maurer, just so that way we have a little bit of info. But other than that, like we always say, Josh, every Tuesday and Wednesday, I really look forward to, excuse me, I think my mic's messed up a little bit. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, me and you, like I always sit down and talk to you and tell you, this is one of my favorite times of the week. Everybody's like, Wednesday's terrible, it's hump day or whatever, but Tuesday and Wednesday to me is bluegrass racing. It's one of the most fun times that I have to actually sit down here, hang out with these guys, talk with them, drive a couple of practice laps with them. Like I said, just like everybody has said before, really solid group of guys. Thank Jason Collins for, putting this on for us, letting us be a part of it. Just everybody that is, a part of the Bluegrass, we just want to thank y'all. Y'all say that we do a good job. Well, like I always say, we can't do it without you guys. So we just really want to appreciate, or say that we appreciate you guys.
Indeed. I got to say everything that Chris said, that I can echo that. And we indeed do enjoy calling these Bluegrass Truck Series guys. Well, You saw Adam Lancaster get it done here tonight at the Carolina Cookout 150 for the Bluegrass Truck Racing Series. But don't forget to join us tomorrow, Wednesday, 8:55. The stream will be going live. We'll be coming into the commentating booth, and you will be seeing that qualifying action at 9 p.m. sharp tomorrow, Wednesday night. We will be here again at Charlotte Motor Speedway. See if Adam Lancaster can carry that momentum over into the Cup Series. But either way, again, we just want to say that special shout out to all the race control, all the guys at Bluegrass. Jason Collins, again, we say his name a lot, but hey, like Chris said, without him, we would not be able to have as much fun as we do up here in the booth, because he has got a great group of guys, great group of race control, and just we've got some solid guys out here in the Truck and Cup Series that make it entertaining for us week in and week out. But again, this has been Chris and Josh Kiwis in the Sim Racing Media booth. If you're on Facebook, make sure to hit that like button so you know when we are going live on streams, can get your midweek racing fix in, as we got a bunch of different disciplines of racing on there. And on that YouTube page, make sure to hit that subscribe button with that little bit of that notification bell if you want to, just so you know when we are going live. Don't have to, not pressuring you into it, but hey, do it. But either way, just messing around with you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed this race here like me and Chris tonight. It was a blast, and I can't say that I can't not say that you probably didn't enjoy it either. Or, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Either way, I know you guys enjoyed it out there. That's all I'm trying to say. Just tongue twisting myself. But either way, great racing tonight from the Bluegrass Series, and just another fun broadcast up here in the Sim Racing Media booth.
Real quick, I just want to point out before we let everybody go that Maurer was only joking. He was saying because he got taken out by a teammate, so that's why he said Team Penske. So I didn't get the reference, but see, Josh is laughing, so he gets the reference.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I get it, man. They've been wrecking each other all season, so that's a good, light-hearted fun from Nate Maurer. That's just a good little joke right there. Either way, guys, again, thank you for joining us here on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you are joining us. We hope you enjoyed tonight, and we will be seeing you tomorrow night. Same place, same time, Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Cup Series on Bluegrass. This has been Chris and Josh in the Sim Racing Media booth. We are saying good night, and we will see you tomorrow night.